affiliated militant in DR Congo. Trump leads push for Congo-Rwanda peace in U.S. mineral strategy. In business, Tesla signed $16.5 billion chip deal with Samsung Electronics. In health, World Hepatitis Day, Nigerian patients cry out over job loss, high treatment costs. In sport, Echegini held historic WAFCON goal as Nigeria claims 10th title. Now the news in full. A Nigerian scientist has raised concerns about the country's vulnerability to a major earthquake, disputing the widespread belief that Nigeria lies outside the global seismic zone. Dr. Nyeti Kot, Chief Executive Director of Enrich Nigeria Limited and researcher based in Uyo, Akwa Ibom State, linked recent tremors in Abuja and parts of the southwest to growing seismic activity that could signal a looming disaster. He pointed out that the country is already experiencing a surge in climate-related disasters, such as destructive windstorms, excessive rainfall, and severe flooding, including recent incidents in Niger and Borno State, which signaled broader environmental instability. He could emphasize that any Nigerian region hit by an earthquake would likely suffer lasting and irreversible damage. He also noted that existing signs such as ground vibrations and unusual weather patterns suggest the country is not geologically stable as previously assumed. In response to this threat, ICOT revealed the development of a weather control technology that, according to him, would help mitigate natural disasters. This innovation is designed to reduce the impact of extreme events such as earthquakes, floods, hurricanes, cyclones, ice storms, and excessive thunderstorms. His warning has prompted renewed calls for proactive disaster preparedness and greater investment in climate and geological monitoring across Nigeria. Moving on, the Federal High Court in Abuja has ruled that the National Youth Service Corps (NYSC) acted illegally by refusing to allow female corps members to wear skirts instead of trousers for religious reasons. The court said this violated their freedom of religion and human dignity as protected by the Nigerian Constitution. The case was brought by two former corps members, Ms. Ogunjobi John Blessing and Ms. Ayuba Vivian, who said they were denied their certificates because they refused to wear trousers, citing their Christian beliefs. Justice Hawa Joseph Yowa agreed with them and ordered NYC to permit skirts for female corps members with religious objections. Recall, the affected women and issue their NYSC certificates and pay 500,000 each as compensation for the harassment and embarrassment they suffered. The judge emphasized that denying them the chance to finish the service because of what they wore was a form of religious discrimination. Although the women asked for 10 million naira in damages, the judge said 500,000 naira was fair. This ruling means that NYC must now respect the religious dress preferences for female members who sincerely object to trousers. Moving on. More than 40 people were killed in a brutal attack by the Islamic State-affiliated Allied Democratic Forces (ADF) in Northeastern Democratic Republic of Congo, according to the UN and Congolese military. The massacre occurred during a night vigil at a church in Komanda, Ituri province, where worshippers, including 9 children, were ambushed and killed. Shops and homes in the surrounding area were also looted and set on fire. The ADF, originally a Ugandan rebel group, has evolved into a deadly Islamist militant faction aligned with Islamic State's Central African province. While once claiming to fight against alleged persecution of Muslims in Uganda, the group now indiscriminately targets civilians in both DR Congo and Uganda. The UN peacekeeping mission MONUSCO condemned the attack as a violation of international law, reporting 43 confirmed deaths, including 19 women and 15 men. The Congolese army described the killings as an act of revenge meant to spread terror among defenseless populations. Military spokesperson Lieutenant Jules Ngongo said the attack was intended to distract from ongoing joint operations between Congolese and Ugandan forces aimed at dismantling the ADF. Despite these efforts, violence in mineral-rich Ituri province continues to surge. Last week, MONUSCO reported 47 more deaths in earlier ADF assault, warning of a resurgence of violence in the region. The army has now vowed to pursue the militants to their final strongholds, urging residents to remain vigilant and report any suspicious activity. Moving on, the Trump administration is leading a bold but controversial peace effort aimed at resolving the decades-long conflict in Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo, which has spilled over into neighboring Rwanda. The mediation is part of a broader U.S. strategy to secure access to critical minerals like cobalt and lithium vital for powering modern technologies and countering China's influence in Africa. President Trump is expected to host DR Congo's President Felix Tshisekedi and Rwanda's President Paul Kagame in Washington to finalize a peace agreement, which he has called a glorious triumph, with plans for U.S. investment in return for mineral rights. Experts, including Professor Alex Dowell of the World Peace Foundation, described the initiative as a new form of populist peacemaking mixed with commercial deal-making. While the U.S. is playing catch-up with China, which already controls many of DR Congo's mineral assets, the Trump administration hopes its model combining diplomacy and economic incentives will encourage American firms to invest despite past concerns over instability and blood minerals. However, critics like Professor Henry Mostwart warn that DR Congo risks surrendering control of its resources for vague security assurances, potentially locking itself into long-term agreements that benefit U.S. corporations more than Congolese people. The peace deal includes a proposed regional economic integration framework to curb illicit mineral smuggling, particularly involving the M23 rebel group in Rwanda. While Rwanda denies backing the M23, UN experts have provided evidence of Rwandan military presence in DR Congo. A ceasefire is expected to take effect soon, with a comprehensive peace agreement targeted by August 18. Analysts, however, caution that long-standing tensions, particularly over rebel disarmament, Rwanda's troop withdrawal, and FDLR militia could derail progress. Experts also stress that sustained diplomacy, inclusive dialogue, and acknowledgement of historical exploitation are key if Trump's peace model is to bring lasting stability and secure American economic interests in the region. We now go on a quick break. The news continues on the other side. If you're just joining us, this is your Idea TV Midday News. Now the rest of the stories in business. Elon Musk has revealed that Tesla has signed a massive $16.5 billion deal with Samsung Electronics to supply chips for Tesla's future self-driving and AI systems. These special chips, called A16, will be made at Samsung's new factory in Texas, USA. Musk said the project is important and he'll personally visit the factory to help speed things up. He even mentioned that it's close to his house. Samsung didn't mention Tesla by name, I beg your pardon, when they first announced the deal, but insiders confirmed that it was Tesla. The deal will run until 2033, and trust me, this is a big win for Samsung, which has been struggling to keep up with top chip makers like TSMC, who supply companies like Apple and Nvidia. This argument could help Samsung bounce back and improve its profits. It's also good news for South Korea, as the country is trying to strengthen tech ties with the U.S. to avoid future trade tariffs. Moving on to health, as the world observes World Hepatitis Day today, many Nigerians living with hepatitis B and C are sharing heartbreaking stories about the challenges they face in managing the disease. From delayed diagnosis to lack of access to proper treatment, patients say they continue to suffer due to poor healthcare infrastructure, financial hardship, and widespread ignorance. Several individuals reveal that they only discover their status by chance, either through drug-related medical tests, marriage screenings, or outreach programs, and often too late after their health had deteriorated. Many patients also say the cost of treatment and follow-up testing is beyond their reach. Many have had to abandon treatment because it was too expensive or time-consuming, while others could not even get a proper confirmation The disease has also taken a toll on opportunities, with some individuals being denied jobs after testing positive, further compounding the economic difficulties. The situation is especially worrying in states like Plateau, where studies have shown a high prevalence of both hepatitis B and C. Despite this, access to affordable care remains limited. While a few patients have managed to begin treatment or vaccinate family members, most are left to deal with the disease on their own, often relying on traditional remedies that do little to help. Moving on, Jennifer Echegini has described her late winning goal in the 2024 Women's African Cup of Nations final as a defining moment in her career, following Nigeria's dramatic 3-2 victory over host Morocco. The 24-year-old midfielder scored in the 88th minute to complete a stunning second-half comeback for the Super Falcons, who had trailed 2-0 at halftime in Rabat. The goal, her first major career title, helped secure Nigeria's record-extending 10th WAFCON trophy. Esther Okoronkwo, who played a key role in the turnaround, converting a penalty before assisting the final 2 goals in a spirited team effort that highlighted Nigeria's mental resilience and determination. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu praised the team in a video call, calling their victory spectacular and a symbol of the Nigerian spirit. Meanwhile, Morocco's Atlas Lionesses suffered a second straight final defeat in home soil, despite a strong first-half performance and high expectations under World Cup winning coach George Vilda. The team now looks ahead to the 2026 edition, also set to be hosted in Morocco. Echegini's winner and Nigeria's unbeaten WAFCON final record reinforced the Super Falcons' dominance in African women's football, with 10 wins from 10 final appearances. And that's the most we can take on Idea TV Midday News. But before we go, here's a quick recap of the headlines. Nigerian scientists warn of imminent earthquake threat. Court declares NYC skirts ban unconstitutional. Tesla signs $16.5 billion chip deal with Samsung Electronics. Over 40 killed in church massacre by IS-affiliated militants in DR Congo. Trump leads push for Congo-Rwanda peace in U.S. mineral strategy. And in health, World Hepatitis Day, Nigerian patients cry out over job loss and high treatment costs. In sport, Echegini hails historic WAFCON goal as Nigeria claims 10th title. Do not forget to follow us across all our social media platforms at Idea Television. I am Chinatu Oji. Thank you for watching.